Welcome back to the Lab Trainers to the first ever PBA match team building video. This is the first time I'm actually going to be doing this. This is for the first round of the PBA. I don't normally do this sort of thing, but I decided to go with it anyway. So the first week's match is between the Indianapolis Keldeos, myself, and the Jacksonville Persians, who are right here. I have up on this list. They have on their team Megalodios, Skarmory, Crawdaunt, Blissey, Galvantula, Mamoswine, Coffagrigus, Emboar, Clawitzer, Vivian, Cradilly, and Golurk. So, kind of what I wanted to do was, I wanted to try and find something that would make a team that would be able to take out at least all 12 of these Pokemon. I tried my best anyway. I had a feeling of which ones he'd probably go with based on the team that we've got over on the Keldeos. This is kind of what I came up with. So I kind of decided to build a more Wally, very thick team, and very different. This is a very, I guess, gimmicky style team. It's a Trick Room team. We're going to start off with Reuniclus. Reuniclus is actually Shiny Reuniclus, as we all know. I haven't nicknamed any of them, and I probably won't, because our battle is going to be very, very soon. I'm doing this very quick, very rushed, last minute planned. But I did decide to go for Reuniclus, with Life Orb, with the Magic Guard ability, and the moves Trick Room, Recover, Psyshock, and Toxic, with a quiet nature, so I'd have plus special attack and negative speed, and 0 speed IVs, along with 248 HP, 252 defense, and 8 special attack. Now, all of these Pokemon will have an odd number for their HP. In case I do end up getting 50% hits, I'll be able to live at least 2. There wasn't anything in particular that I was really looking out for, except for that Megalodios was kind of scary. Crawdaunt is a little bit scary. Emboar can be potentially. Cradilly, if I can't handle it right, can be. Coffagrigus, possibly, I'm not really sure, but definitely Megalodios, Crawdaunt, and Skarmory. Actually, his 3 Oyumons are some of my more feared Pokemon on this team, on the Jacksonville Persians. So Reuniclus starting out being very bulky. We can see that with his 252 defense and 248 HP, can take any physical hit. So Crawdaunt can't really do too much except for knockoff. I can take hits from Golurk. I'll be able to take hits from Emboar, need be, Mamoswine, Seismic Tosses I'll laugh at. And in case he does decide to run a physical Megalodios, I decided to go with a physical Reuniclus on that. Everything else I can kind of take neutral. Like Clawitzer can't really do too much except for Dark Pulse, and that Mega Launcher Dark Pulse can do a lot, potentially OHKOing me. But I have some pretty nice, especially defensive walls too with this. But the main job of Reuniclus here is to set up Trick Room. Setting up Trick Room will be able to do anything, and if I can get Toxic up on anything aside from that Skarmory, that'd be great. Trick Room will allow me to just be faster. I have Life Orb on, because I believe, to my knowledge, Magic Guard will negate the effects of Life Orb, since I can't take direct damage. I'll find out come battle time that this will happen. And I did decide to have Psyshock for my offensive move. So I'll be basically attacking physical here. I have 4 physical attackers. Do I want to go Psych? This might be something I switch between. Most of his mons. That's very bad. That was very bad. I just showed OBS right there. Most of his Pokemon, I believe, are especially defensive, aside from the Skarmory. I mean, I can't touch Crawdaunt at all, so I'd have to throw Toxic out just in case. But with that being said, that's really there. Reuniclus is there to set up Trick Room, so that way Doublade, who's the next mon on the team, can really shine through. This is an Eviolite Doublade with the No Guard ability. Again, no EV, no nicknames. With the move Shadow Claw, Sacred Sword, Swords Dance, and Iron Head. Now I was debating between Swords Dance and Destiny Bond, and I do believe Swords Dance might be better because if I can get Swords Dance up on the switch in and I'm in Trick Room, I can actually potentially OHKO most of the team. I was doing some calcs and I was running this, and this would probably be a little bit better for me. I do have 248 HP, 110, sorry, not 110, 252 attack, and then 8 EVs in defense. I really wanted more HP just because if I did get hit with a special move, I think I'd still be able to live it. The EV Light will be able to help me bulk out a little bit. The defense is pretty nice. I don't need a lot of bulk. I'm at, because we're going to be at level 50 right now. Let me just change that really quick so I can show you guys. At level 50, I'll have 188 defense, which is actually not terrible. I'll have 162 attack, which is really, really nice. And then I'll have 165 HP, which is really good too. Relaxed nature, so I can boost my defense up a little bit without really trying, and then withdraw my speed, so I'm literally the fastest thing alive. The reason why I vouch for Shadow Claw over Shadow Sneak is because even though Shadow Sneak will be great for priority, I needed that damage output, because if somehow I can get the Blade in Trick Room up against that Mega Latios, and for some reason he stays, then that Mega Latios is considered gone. Blissey can't touch the Blade at all, and I have Sacred Sword to knock it out. And then the Blade's Iron Head can take out Mamoswine. I could have Shadow Claw do decent amount of damage to Galvantula, if not knock it out, bar Focus Sash. Cofagrigus can't really touch me. If I get Curse Body, I don't really care, because No Guard doesn't really benefit me too much. Clawitzer can't really touch me, except for Dark Pulse, but if I'm in Trick Room, I do believe I'll be faster. Vivian, the only thing it can do to me is put me to sleep, which I'm not too worried about because I have a Grass type. So there's that. Cradilly, Iron Heads will be able to do a ton of damage, especially at if I'm at +2 with 1 Swords Dance. And if Golurk is in the scene, if Golurk is in the scene, then I can knock it out very easily with a Shadow Claw, because Golurk is not the bulkiest, and if I'm at +2, then I'm pretty much good there. He has a lot of things to counter my Ghost types, but I think I can handle it pretty well, because the Blade also does really good work against most of his team. The next mon I decided to go with was Aromatisse, just because I needed another wall. I needed a especially defensive wall, and I figured Aromatisse would be very nice, especially for that fairy typing up against, up against that Mega Latios. So if I do catch it, I can always eat up any sort of dragon hit, potentially, and then do that, and resist moves, hits from Emboar, possibly, and stuff like that. So I would have Aromatherapy, Wish, Moonblast, and Trick Room with leftovers, and the ability Healer. Because that's really the only ability that's really worth anything. At least, yeah, Aroma Veil won't do anything, but Healer will be great. And then I have a Calm Nature with 254, I keep saying that, 248 EVs in HP, and then 8 EVs in attack and special attack, and then 252 in special defense. That really, really bulks me out. As you can even see here, at level 50, things will be doing more damage, so I need a little more HP and bulk, and so that the extra 8 special attack will be able to help me deal Moonblast a little bit better. Wish will be able to help me pass anything on. If I do fall asleep or get burned or toxic or anything, I can get rid of it with Aromatherapy. Wish will, again, support everything. And the second Trick Roomer is always really nice, especially since they're both really bulky. They can take a hit and then set up Trick Room and then leave the next turn, which will be very, very nice there. The next Pokemon I have is kind of a weird choice for running a Trick Room team, but I think this will work out appropriately. Out of my 3 potential leads, I believe, out of this setup, depending on how well Team Preview goes, are either Reuniclus, Aromatisse, or this next Pokemon, Weavile. So Weavile was a very interesting choice for me because he's one of my fastest members from the PBA draft. So Weavile I really had as a speed control for when I don't have Trick Room up. So whenever Trick Room is down, Weavile will probably be out in the field if anything has gone down. Life Orb, obviously, just because I want to get that extra damage in and not lock myself in. the ability Pressure. What else would I use? Pickpocket? No way. And then I have the moves Knockoff, Pursuit, Ice Shard, and Icicle Crash. With a Jolly Nature, 252 attack, 252 speed, and 4 special defense, very standard. I decided to bring Weavile because if I do end up leading off and he has the Mega Latios lead off, I can run Pursuit or Knockoff. Actually, I completely check Mega Latios with Weavile. I do outspeed it, guaranteed, because it has to be Mega Latios. I don't believe he's allowed to use regular Latios with an item, but he has to have Mega Latios with the Latiosite. So there was that. I did decide to go with that because I'm actually thinking of putting a fighting type move over one of these so I can help get rid of Mamoswine a bit better. Knockoff is great for Coffagrigus. Ice Shard or Icicle Crash, great for Cradilly. Vivian can't take a hit for anything, so Ice Shard it twice and it's down. If not already. The one thing I'm lacking on this team is some hazard support, but I think that's going to be alright. Galvantula I'm not worried about with ice type moves. Like, there are 2 potential focus ashers. One is a Sporing Hurricaner with a Quiver Dance, and the other one is a Sticky Web setup, which can only benefit me in this situation. If I'm slower, I'm that much better. The one Pokemon I really want to catch in a Sticky Web, if I can, is Diggersby, and if I do catch Weavile and I'm in Trick Room, then that's so much better. So on to the next Pokemon we'll be getting at, Rotom-Mow, which might seem a little bit interesting just because that Emboar is very much a threat, and but I did see it as an opportunity to get a good Volt Switcher. I can have it as a good pivot. I completely check Clawitzer, so it doesn't want to really show its face around me. Golurk I can take out if I need to. I can burn Mamoswine, I can burn Crawdaunt, and check Crawdaunt too. Skarmory I'm not too worried about with that because I could Will-O-Wisp it / Volt Switch it and do a lot of damage. Because that is his Spiker. I don't have any defog. I have no hazard control on this team, and that's kind of something I'm willing to play with right now. This is the first round match, so it's a learning experience with this team right now and these Pokemon, what I can do. But I think for the most part that Rotom-Mow would be able to do a good amount of work. I set this up basically as if it were a Rotom Wash in OU. Just specially defensive because I realized how specially defensive it was. I was going to make this a little more offensive, but I figured this might be a little bit nicer to have as a secondary choice for any sort of special bulk. Because with Rotom-Mow, I have the Grass Ghost typing, which is pretty nice. Or is it Grass Electric? I can't remember right now, but it's one of those. I think it's Grass Electric. And I do have the, I have Levitate as my ability, obviously, with Leftovers as my item. And I have Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Volt Switch, and Leaf Storm, which are going to be very nice for me, because I do get to burn anything if I want. Throwing a burn on anything or throwing a toxic on anything is going to be nice to help dwindle things down. Pain Split will be good, reliable recovery for me with the Leftovers. Volt Switch to help me get out of there and switch into either Weavile, Doublade, or Diggersby, because those are my 3 main guys to really work and do damage with. And then Leaf Storm to cover everything else, like I just said. I have Golurk, I have Clawitzer, I have Crawdaunt. Leaf Storm can cover pretty much any of those. Granted, I'll be losing some. I'll be going down to. I'll be going to -2 at some points, but hey, you do what you gotta do. I got a sassy nature, so I got plus special defense, minus speed, that much faster. I think I said 252 special defense, 8 special attack, and 248 HP. Still pretty nice. I think so anyway. This will probably help me bulk things out. And really, I'm just kind of stalling it out almost. This might be a pretty long battle, considering the team I built. And last but not least, one of the most interesting builds, I think, on this entire team is my Diggersby. This is bulky Diggersby in the flesh right now. I have Life Orb Diggersby with huge power with the moves Fire Punch, Quick Attack, Earthquake, and Return. I have a Brave Nature, 0 IVs in speed, 8 HP, 8 EVs in HP, 252 in attack, and 248 in defense. Now, the reason why I did all this was because of one Pokemon in particular that I had nothing for. Skarmory. Diggersby is made for Skarmory. Fire Punch, I believe when I calculated it, was a 2-hit KO. Maybe 3-hit KO with Fire Punch. Quick Attack is to help me with any sort of priority if I need it. On literally anything else. Earthquake is to help deal some good damage on everything else. And Return is probably my main stab move to use. Return will knock Blissey out into Oblivion. Quick Attack will do a lot of damage to Crawdaunt. Megalodios is not going to want to take a Return. Skarmory, again, not going to want to hit that Fire Punch. Galvantula, not going to like a Fire Punch or an Earthquake, really. Mamoswine, not going to like a Fire Punch, even though it might have thick fat. But Fire Punch is still not going to be appreciated at all. Cofagrigus can probably do anything to me. Earthquake would still be my best move on it, but I would not want to stay in on Cofagrigus. Emboar, I can potentially... You know what, right now, I just want to calc this right now. Let me go to my damage calc. Damage calculator. I want to see right now at level 100. I'll set them to level 50 just because. Can Diggersby, the way I've set it up, take a Reckless Emboar Flare Blitz? Probably not, but I'm curious. Physical Attacker, OU Physical Attacker, and then we got Emboar, OU Wall Breaker. Let's just do that. So right there, Superpower is a big thing, but because I've got this, I've got myself maxed out. Let me do this. 0. Because I will be moving faster too. So let me go to, I think it was 8 HP, and then the rest is in defense. 248. Let's get me that Brave Nature. Huge Power Life Orb. See, Diggersby can take... It can take a Flare Blitz, potentially live a Flare Blitz. I will go down to Superpower, but if I'm in Trick Room, Emboar will not be able to take me out. Emboar will not be able to take it. Earthquake is a guaranteed OHKO at that point. My opponent will more than likely go for the Superpower, hoping that I might miss an Earthquake, which would be very unfortunate. But as you can, this is at level 100. At level 50, they do more damage. So, but that's like guaranteed right there, like off at level 100. Yeah, see, I do nearly the same amount. Flare Blitz is still very scary, but the recoil damage I don't think he's gonna want to do. And depending on how many superpowers that Emboar is gone for already, so if Emboar, let's say Emboar is gone for 2, it can't do anything. If it's at 1, it loses its chance to OHKO me guaranteed. I have a very small chance to live superpower at -1, and then at -1 defense, I guarantee I'm at 300% guaranteed to OHKO it. So I think I'm pretty much set there with Diggersby. Yeah, Diggersby's Fire Punch can take out most everything here. Earthquake is going to do a lot. Return, Quick Attack, basically the staple. So this is my team for the Indianapolis Keldeos round 1 match against the Jacksonville Persians. This video has been recorded several months in advance, possibly, or at least like a month or 2 in advance. I'm doing this on a delay so I can try and catch myself up with videos, because I have been falling behind a little bit for you guys this whole past fall, just because of school being very, very demanding this semester. So I apologize for that, first of all. But there's more to come. So stay tuned tomorrow, where you will see the battle between myself as the coach of the Indianapolis Keldeos against the Jacksonville Persians. Let's see if we got any predictions correct. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time when you visit the lab. Bye!